Hello everybody, it's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video back in Planet Coaster. So, back here working on the coaster area again, and we start off here with a little bit of rock work for kind of the terrain part of the pathway under the roller coaster, and I absolutely love the rock work in Planet Coaster. I could use it all day long. Just the formations you can come up with just the few rocks that we do have. We have what, like 7 rocks to choose from. I mean, like, you can make some really cool, really nice formations, and the textures on these things are very nice as well. So pretty much all we're going to be doing for the next, I don't know how many episodes, is pretty much detailing and adding stuff around this coaster and this new pathway just to kind of fill it up, and some more scenery objects to make the roller coaster just a little bit more exciting, and just exciting, and more scenery objects always help with that to make it look a lot better and stuff like that. I'm also going to be adding a flat ride, I believe it's in the next episode, over by these pathways as well. Maybe just so excited that I just can't remember how to talk, and that's how things happen. I kind of want to decorate these tunnels just a little bit more. I haven't got around to it, but hopefully I will get to those tunnels a little bit more, and maybe puts a little bit more detailing on the top of them, and just make them look a little bit more pretty. But overall, this area is starting to look okay. It's decent, but for the most part, and I like how the pathway swerves around and elevates differently in different spots. I think it's a great touch for a different area of the park to show that it's not all flat land throughout the entire park, because that would be kind of unrealistic in a way. So then I decided to do kind of this little tunnel that it goes through, or brick tunnel that will go through here next to the pathway, so you can get a nice view of the coaster coming by through these little windows here. I thought it was kind of a neat little idea, little touch, an idea that would kind of make it look kind of neat, and I might detail it just a little bit later, but for now this is how it turns out. I actually think I do end up detailing it a little bit more later in this video, either that or the next episode, I can't remember. So this main part here is the main part of the episode, is where I go ahead and create kind of this little tower on the top of the lift hill for this coaster. And it's nothing special, but it's just something extra to kind of make the coaster, or complement the theme of the coaster a little bit, and just make it look that much cooler. And it's just this single tower here. I might add more in the future, but for right now I think it actually gets the job done pretty well. I've always been pretty bad about detailing my buildings. They never end up looking exactly the way I want them, but it actually turns out pretty decent here, in a way I can actually live with, I would say. So it didn't turn out too shabby, I don't think so. But we're gonna have to add a lot in this area to get it to look the way I want to. I'm noticing, because this coaster just seems very bland, very empty, kind of, in a way, and I want to add a lot of stuff around it. It's supposed to be pretty interactive, and that was the goal, at least, was to make it a pretty interactive ride. And for right now it's not too interactive yet, and so we get some more stuff around. I mean, it is and it isn't. When I say interactive, I want to make sure this whole area is part of the coaster, so the coaster's kind of flowing through the area in a way. So that's it. I don't know how to explain it very much, but anyways, this tower is kind of the main part of the coaster, the centerpiece of the coaster, if you'll call it that in a way, and that's what I'm going to call it for right now. There's not much to it, except it's just kind of covers the very top of the lift hill, and that's about it. And you get a nice little place to look at before you go down, plummeting the first drop. And I had a couple of cannonballs at the top as well, just to give it a little bit of a cool effect and piratey effect, and just some detailing here and there to make it look like a real tower for this, just a real building, you know, just some windows, some just stuff that we've been doing this entire series, is just how I detail my buildings is definitely not impressive, but at the same time, you know, I still think they turn out pretty decent for the most part, and I still have a lot of work to do before, you know, I'm gonna be one of the best coaster builders, Planet Coaster builders out there. But you know, I'm definitely practicing and creating some new stuff. And the first things first, I want to complete a park that I'm proud of, and so far I'm very proud of this park, the way it's turning out so far. It's very early stages still, and it's going to take I don't know how many episodes before we complete this park, but I can't wait until I do, because it's going to be a very fun thing. Then I go ahead and use these things that I overuse on buildings, and actually use them kind of like a supporting system here. I actually saw Silverette do this and his Grizzly Valley coaster a little bit, and I thought it looked kind of cool and neat, so I kind of took the idea of that. So if you haven't seen Silverette, please go ahead and check his channel out. He has he's an amazing builder on Planet Coaster, and I'm completely jealous because I wish I could build like him. And in a way, I would almost say this coaster is kind of inspired a little bit by his Bone Shaker ride, a little bit, that he is working on currently and on his channel. It's inspired by, I'm trying to stay completely away from it being too similar, and I think I've done a pretty good job in that, especially since it's a completely different coaster type, and it has some inversions and stuff. But he's definitely my inspiration when I'm trying to get or build stuff. So go watch some Silverette and stuff like that. He will definitely give you some inspiration, because his stuff is absolutely incredible. But anyways, this coaster, again, it's not meeting where I want it so far, and I'm hoping down the road, after I add a lot of stuff to the pathways and a lot of scenery items around the ride, it will turn out the way I want it. And I've not really ever gone too much into theming in my rides, so this is kind of like a first for me almost, and trying to theme the area around as best as I can. And I do end up detailing this little tunnel way right here a little bit more, and get the fence up on this side, because you don't want your guests to get in the perimeter of your ride and, you know, get their head chopped off by a train or something like that, or anything like that. So you gotta have fences up with you know, so they don't go through. And, you know, they're still probably gonna hop over them, but, you know, in real life anyways, but in this game they won't. So they know better in this game. The guests know a lot better in this game than to do that. So I want to make sure this park is as realistic as possible, and that's always a goal I go for, is realism, to make sure I can make my park feel like it could be an actual real park and stuff like that. So I love using this bush as a lot of, make it look like grassy areas, and it works very well, I think, and in that aspect. So again, a lot of foliage. A lot of foliage right there, and I think once we get some more trees and foliage, and it will actually complement the ride and area a lot better in the long run. So I would go ahead and start on that here at this point in time, and I actually end up adding trees on the hill, and noticed that tree was a little bit too tall, and it was kind of in the way of the view of the tower, and I want to make sure I have at least some nice views of the tower from a distance, so you can see just the beauty of the top of the lift hill. So eventually I do want to kind of create something at the bottom of the lift hill, or part of the lift hill, where it goes over the pathway, and kind of create like maybe a tunnel for the pathway, just for something interesting. And this is where the path filling starts coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and build another food shop building and stuff like that as a placeholder to fill up this area. That is the main goal here, And we're approaching near the end of the episode, but I don't think I do much more after I complete this building. But it's coming along quite nicely, and we have I have a lot in store, and again, please comment on what you want to see in the park, like what kind of coasters. So far, I'm very much leaning towards, obviously, an Aero Looper, which is already here. I'm definitely leaning towards a B&M Hyper Coaster, or Giga, whatever you want to go with, or that. Another, B&M, possibly a dive or a wing, and possibly a launch coaster of some sort, whether it be kind of like the Formula Rossa type ride or something like that. So when I said we were getting close to the end, I may have was just joking, honestly, because there's still quite a bit. Actually, building this flat ride, I actually forgot that I built it in this episode. So here you go. This is the balloon ride, and I think I actually do everything here and get the exit. I can't express how much I love the curved, elevation paths. They look so nice and look pretty awesome. So it's amazing how much scenery can add to a ride when, you just plop a ride down. You put scenery around it, some trees and some flowers and plants, and it makes it look like 10 times better for some reason, and more fun and exciting. I always find that very fascinating. And if a ride looks bad, just add some nice scenery around it and stuff like that, and it will end up looking pretty decent, pretty good in the long run. So one thing I hope we have possibly by Alpha 3 is actually some path elements, like benches and more lamps. We do have a lamp that we can use now, but we don't really have that. We need trash cans and stuff like that. I can't wait till they add that in the game. In Alpha 2, they added a lot of simulation parts of the game as well. They did add some, money aspects of it and stuff like that. I don't really think you can go under at this point in time, but it's kind of nice. And I can't wait till we get the simulation aspect of it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, but again, look how much better this ride looks with scenery around it. It just looks 10 times better. And it didn't even take me that long, honestly. It took me 5-10 minutes at the most to detail this ride a bit, and you do that to the same thing to the queue line, and you have yourself a brilliant looking ride. So but that's about it in this episode. Just more detailing. You're going to see a lot of that in a lot of the next few episodes, just detailing and adding shops and little things like that in the future. So but for right now, I decided to add a flat ride, which spices things up a little bit in this area and keeps people wanting to go to this area. I would need to place stuff around this pathway so people keep, people will walk all through this pathway. That's my goal. So I'm trying to make sure I have plenty of attractions and rides in each area so they will visit each and every one. So, but that's about it for this episode. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure you have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. When we come back, we'll do some more detailing. So yeah, thanks and goodbye.